Hi friends! Today I thought it would be fun to learn about some real animals. I thought it would be fun to learn about frogs. Did you know that some frogs look the same and some frogs look very different from one another? Look at the frog on the front cover of this book. Does he look the same or does he look different than the frog on the title page? You're right. They look different from one another. Now, the title of this book is Fantastic Frogs. The person who wrote all the words, her name is Fay Robinson, and the lady that drew all the pictures is Jean Cassels. The company that made the book so that we could read it is Scholastic Incorporated, and it made the book in all these cities around the world. Leaping over streams and logs, hip-hop, plip-plop, flip-flop frogs. Look at these frogs. Do they look the same or do they look different from one another? You're right, they look the same. Short, squat bodies, bulging eyes, tiny frogs, or football size. Look at the two frogs on this page. Do they look the same or do they look different? You're right, they look different. One is small and one is big. See the small one and the big one? Maybe all the frogs you've seen are brown like bark or leafy green. Most of the frogs that I've seen in real life look like this. They look very similar or they look the same. But in the jungles far away, frogs put on a great display. Green or turquoise poured on black, frogs with paintings on their backs. Racing stripes and bold pink bellies, bright red frogs like berry jelly. Frogs like sunshine glowing bright, others blue and black as night. Chins blow out like round balloons, helping males sing froggy tunes. How about the frogs on this page? Do they look the same or do they look different? You're right, they look very different. They're different colors. Next in this book, we learn about baby frogs. Baby frogs start out as eggs. Sometimes the eggs come in gobs or eggs in rows. Inside each egg, a tadpole grows. Tadpoles hatching from their eggs. They swim like fish. They have no legs. Back legs, front legs start to sprout. Soon a froglet hops about. As the baby frogs grow, they look more and more like real frogs, except that they have a tail. Frogs that climb and frogs that swim, frogs that fly and frogs that grin. Look at that frog. I like the smile on his face. Bugs for lunch are very nice. Big mouth frogs might dine on mice. bathing in the sun for hours, peering out of little flowers. Look at these frogs. Do they look the same or do they look different? You're right, they look very different. In fact, one of them is eating a mouse, and one of them likes to eat insects. That's a different thing. Silly frogs in funny poses, lumpy frogs with big, long noses. Isn't that a silly nose? I think that's a silly nose. Leaping over streams and logs, hip-hop, plip-plop, flip-flop frogs. Check out these frogs. Do they look the same or do they look different? You're right. They look the same. How do you think the lady who drew all the pictures in this book knew what frogs looked like? Maybe she looked at real photographs or real pictures that someone took with a camera or their phone. Or maybe she looked at videos. Or maybe she visited frogs in a zoo or traveled to the jungle, like this book talks about how some of the frogs live in the jungle. Well, if you'd like to see some real pictures or real videos of frogs, keep watching because I found some for you on the internet. Have a great day, friends. See you later.